Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another new video. Today, going entry level. Realized the other day I haven't done any, I've opened some retail of this stuff, but haven't opened a hobby box of it. So picked up a hobby box of 2122 O-Pee-Chee Hockey, featuring 18 packs per box and 10 cards per pack. And yeah, O-Pee-Chee is basically one of the beloved entry level products. Basically slots in there with like Parkhurst and MVP. I'd say O-Pee-Chee is probably like slightly above MVP. Parkhurst is definitely like bottom of the barrel. Then you get your MVP, and then you get your O-Pee-Chee. Price wise, the price kind of goes along with that. This stuff can be had anywhere from like, you can find it online for like 60, 70 bucks. Cheap rip. Great for kids, things like that, because, you know, being cheaper, you don't care too much about what happens to most of the cards in here. If anything should happen to them, let your kids play with them and wreck them. That's just fine. That's kind of what I do. And just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's not fun. Still a lot of fun to open and collect. You can still hit some pretty cool cards in here. Obviously, the secondary market is kind of weak on this stuff. You don't, there's no $1,000 cards in here or anything like that, right? But still, if you're a base set collector, it's a humongous base set. That's fun. And hit some neat stuff, especially hobby exclusive. You get some number to 50 cards and printing plates, which are only in here. So like I said, you can find this stuff retail. You can find like hanger packs, gravity feeds, blaster boxes. You'll see it all the time, like Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart and stuff. Some cool stuff in the hobby only. So anyway, yeah, like I said, huge base set. There are still some fun stuff to chase after. You've got a whole bunch of base parallels of different colors. So speaking of the base parallels, there's a blue border, which is 1 in 3 packs, red border, which is 1 in 18 packs. As I mentioned, greens to 50, and printing plates are 1 of 1. So there's also black border retros, numbered to 100, and then printing plates for the retros as well. And then of course you've got inserts, playing card inserts. 2s to 10s are 1 in 6, jacks to kings are 1 in 34, aces are 1 in 100, and the jokers and mascots are 1 in 202 pack. Tall boys in here, they are 1 in 4, so you get quite a few of those tall boys. There's also variations of the tall boys, which include pattern foil boards, 1 in 297, rookie short prints, which are 1 in 52, and there's also patterned rainbow foil board of those short prints, which are 1 in 3,120, so hard to hit there. And then there's rookie update short prints, tall boys, 1 in 35, and then same pattern rainbow board of those same cards, 1 in 2,080. There's also some unannounced stuff in here. There's a Pee-Chee Premier Full Size and a Pee-Chee Platinum Preview, and also some 3D marquee rookies that are in here. So those Platinum Preview cards are super cool. It'd be nice to hit one of those. Pee-Chee Platinum, also a beloved set for most people, very popular these days. Then you get some cool patches in here. You get these patches of all like different trophies and the people who won them. So like Norris Trophy, Calder Trophy, Vesna Trophy, Hart Memorial, etc. All the trophies. So they're pretty cool. Most of them are 1 in 960. The Hall of Fame logo card is 1 in 2250, and the Stanley Cup Trophy is 1 in 1875. And then the other hard one to hit is the O-Pee-Chee logo update, which is 1 in 2250. So that's a hard one. There's also a bounty program in here. It's like puzzle pieces. This stuff is usually some of the first rookies you can get, which makes it kind of desirable when there's really nothing else to open. Featuring the new class of rookies, you can get them in O-Pee-Chee. So even then, those cards aren't worth much. Very minimal. Like I said, aside from that, still a fun set to open. Decent rookie class here. Obviously, it's the 21-22 rookies. So we're looking for Caulfield, Zegras, Byfield, Spencer Knight, Pinto, Logan Thompson, all the good rookies from last year. They have stuff in here, of course. Seen some people pull cool stuff out of this stuff. Inspired to buy this actually after I saw a Reddit post where a guy saw him pull a printing plate out of this, and I was like, you know what, I can get some cool stuff in this. Let's give her a shot and then give her a proper review here. So like I said, I opened a ton of this stuff as a kid. Basically, always O-Pee-Chee, mostly O-Pee-Chee and Tops. The 91, 92 Top stuff came in the blue pack with the gum and that O-Pee-Chee. They were the cheapest cards. Some Upper Deck didn't open Upper Deck as much. It was more money. So when you're like 7 years old and have no money to buy hockey cards with, you tend to go with the cheaper stuff, which usually was O-Pee-Chee. So here's your base set there. See the nice cardboard finish, a little bit of gloss on the front. And of course, this is last year's stuff. So some of the players have been traded, like Uyghur, now in Calgary. Carey Price, now retired, of course. Well, has he actually not sort of retired? I mean, if we're honest with ourselves, he's retired, but around. So there's a retro card there, and then yeah, the blues, blue of Lawson Krause. So the blues are like 1 in 6. They're not anything too fancy or too hard to pull. So the blues are only 1 in 3. So you'll pull quite a few blues there. They're not that hard to hit. And of course, Huberdeau no longer in Florida either. He handles now retired as well. He's in the Sportsnet telecast, one of their panelists. So he's happily moved on into retirement. And Mason Marshman, who is now in Dallas. 3 of these players aren't there anymore. It's amazing what can change in a year. And with 10 cards per pack, you get a lot of cards. And of course, Nick Foligno down in Boston. Tessier's out of the league. He got loaned to somewhere in Europe or something like that and never came back. So team checklist there. So you get a lot of these little checklist cards to show you every player that's on the team. And then Jason Zucker on the retro. So tall boy. So you had 3 inserts in this one, which is kind of interesting. I don't actually think these are considered inserts. I think they're just like a base card. So technically these are our 2 inserts. So Zucker and Jack Hughes on the tall boy. So he's having a fantastic year. Dells are so good this year. And behind that, then we got 3 players who are almost all on their team. Schwartz, of course, is in Seattle, but the rest of these guys are at least still where they are on these cards. So I don't expect to get anything too crazy out of here. Like I said, it'd be fun to, there's our first marquee rookie there, Dakota Joshua. A lot of rookies, a lot of them aren't anything too special. So Yamamoto on the retro, and there's Nicholas Backstrom on the red. Reds are 1 in 18. You should get at least 1 of those per box. There's our red. We got Hoffman, Joseph. Zach Werenski, unfortunately hurt for the year. Giroux no longer there. And Brad also having a good year. So if you hit one of the rarer parallels of those marquee rookies, they can have some value. Playing card here, maybe? Jake Gardner Letty. So then checklist of the Hurricanes. So, I mean, such a huge base set. You've got almost the whole team there. And Craig Smith Retro. All right, playing card of Nick Suzuki. So that's a nice one. 5 of diamonds there. Kind of a cool card. It actually feels like an actual playing card too, as opposed to just like a playing card shaped hockey card. It actually has the feel of a real playing card, so that's kind of neat. And Corpusalo, Hamilton, New Jersey, Hudson Marzo, and Galley there. And like I said, the playing cards, the higher the suit, the harder they are to hit. It's like that in, I like open Goodwin Champions in the same way with them. Camper on the Coyotes. Of course, he wound up in Colorado, Stanley Cup champion, and then in Washington now. So, like I said, a lot of stuff changes in just a year. So the retro. Here's a puzzle piece. Redemption card, yeah. So it's the bounty, right? So you've got a code under there. If you submit enough of the codes, you get a rookie redemption. So I'm not sure what the puzzle makes, but there's one piece. Use again. Petrie now and the Penguins. I would imagine with the amount of time that this set's been out that that redemption, this is all done. The bounty program's all finished. There's Domi Retro. So a black team checklist. Vegas Golden Knights. That's kind of interesting. So it's a numbered checklist. So 27 of 100. Well, probably the only set you're going to get numbered checklist parallels, or numbered team checklist parallels anyway. So there's our numbered black card for the box. Yeah, let's go. Blackwell, Pellick, Kendra Miller, and Brian Elliott now in Tampa Bay. You have another tall boy here. It's Fogle on the Oilers now. Provorov, not going to comment on him. So here's the league leaders of Alex Nedeljkovic, who went to Detroit, and yeah, they just had Detroit's not doing so well this year, so it's because Nedeljkovic did pretty good. He's not having as good of a year. He actually just got waived, if I remember correctly. Anyway, so Nosek on the retro, and then there's a Zegras rookie tall boy. So that's a nice one to hit. So obviously Zegras, one of the generational talent type guys there, super flashy, highlight reel player. Not a bad team, but very nice rookie to hit. Sam Reinhart, Kevin Fiala, Susi Georgiev now in Colorado, and Chris Tanev. Always has great, some of the best or worst hair, depending on your outlook. Don't see it that much in that picture, though. We'll say, too, I like getting multiple inserts per pack is kind of neat. Tarmo Runen, marquee rookie, Brian Elliott on the retro, and then a Trevor Moore blue. But, yeah, it's nice to see multiple inserts. Very unlike Upper Deck. Upper Deck is usually just like one insert per pack, whereas like all the other sports, like basketball, football, you get a few inserts per pack, so it feels a little different than your usual Upper Deck stuff. Comment down below what your favorite entry-level stuff is. If you prefer, if you're an O-Pee-Chee guy, MVP guy, or if you like the Parkhurst. So another rookie, so Shane Pinto. Ottawa's better prospects there. He's been good this year, too, again. Had a good night the other night I was watching, so Pinto's got some upside, that's for sure. And they got Tomas Tatar on the retro, and a Thatcher Demko blue. Yeah, personally, I've never been a big Parkhurst guy, although Parkhurst does have a new set coming out this summer. They're kind of giving it like the O-Pee-Chee Platinum treatment, Parkhurst Champions or something like that. So it's got like mem cards and more autographs and stuff like that. So I mean, that'll be cool. Interesting to see what they do with that. So team checklist of the Predators. Then you got Provorov, speaking of. So we got a blue bordered sealed highlights of Jumbo Joe. And then a Roman Yossi tall boy. Joe went to Florida went to Toronto and then Florida. This particular highlight was from his time in San Jose. Alexiak, Justin Schultz, on a different team. Of course, he's on Seattle. So we got a Jack Rosovic's retro. That's just a Bergeron tall boy. Just a regular tall boy, 1-4. Klingberg, who sounds like he's going to get traded here. Rumblings up to the Oilers. They've at least talked to him. Apparently they talked to him like last summer. Talking to him again, who knows. Markstrom. I think you get a lot of cards. You get a lot of base cards. You get a lot of inserts. Great set for like kids because you get a lot of cards. Great set if you're like just getting into the hobby. Oscar down the KHL. So we have a checklist here. So this is like the old school checklist where there's like nothing on either side but things to check off, really just names, no picture, anything like that. So I used to do it. So there's a Joe Veleno marquee rookie. We got a team checklist. So 2 checklists in this one. So there's a team checklist of the San Jose Sharks. And then another playing card, John Gibson. So our second playing card, 3 of hearts there. I like the idea of the playing card. Build an entire deck of hockey player cards and play cards that way. All right, so Silverberg on the retro. So we got another one. So 2 in a row there. The 2 of clubs. Kyle Connor. Only 2. It's funny. Sometimes you get 3 inserts. This time it's some other packs. It's 2. You get a couple extra base cards when that's the case. Orlov. So team checklist of the Maple Leafs. Lots of team checklists. Pretty easy to hit these. I mean, they're just like a base card essentially. Bennett on the retro. And then you got a Sean Walker on the black retro. So they'll be numbered as well, I believe. Yeah, so 26 of 100. So 2 numbered cards in here. So we'll take that. 2 blacks. Walker is not nothing too special there as far as player goes, but 2 numbered cards in the box. We'll take it. And Hill's now in Vegas, I believe. Tune in, Richie. Another checklist. So this is 301 to 352, and then on the back 353 to 400. So many cards in this checklist. And then you got season highlights of Nicholas Backstrom and a Ryan Pulak retro and a Jones Protein blue. So you had four inserts. Well, I guess technically 3 inserts in this one. Yeah, 3 inserts. This doesn't count. So 3 inserts again. checklists are basically base cards. So if they were to consider them hits, I wouldn't like that. That would not be right in my book. Dry. So Owen Tippett got traded like 3 times, I think. Tippett is on Florida or Philadelphia. I can't remember where he is and where he wound up. There's Zadorov on the blue, now in Calgary. So special Corey Perry, of course, now. Corey Perry in Tampa Bay. All right, so Linus Ullmark, of course, now he's in Boston doing really well. All-star this year, last stat I thought he was like 21-2 and something, like 22, I don't know, crazy numbers. And another season review, Dylan Cousins. There's back-to-back Sabres, Matthias Samuelsson, and, well, back-to-back Sables. So you got Jack of Jack Eichel. That's kind of amazing. Jack Eichel on the Jack. Now, I wonder if that was on purpose by Upper Deck or if that was just like they got lucky, put him on a Jack. You always wonder, are they that smart? Probably not. The Jack's a little harder to hit, too. The higher the suit, a little harder. Of course, Eichel now in Vegas, but still cool to hit Jack on the Jack. That's kind of neat. Last pack here. The last one was definitely a Buffalo Sabres pack if I've ever seen one. That was crazy. Patty Kane. So you got Alex Newhook, marquee rookie. You pull Newhook a lot. Oh, this one belonged in that last pack. That's where that should have been. Retro checklist. Carey Price, Tallboy. And nothing else. Crosby base. Chuck, of course, down in Florida. Big trade last summer. One of the first packs I opened when I got recently back into collecting, like randomly grabbed an O-Pee-Chee pack from a gravity feed at Shoppers Drug Mart. This is like a year and a half ago, or like right after this stuff came out. Carey Price is in there, so started me getting back into the hobby pretty damn hard here. All right, so there we go. Box of a 21-22 O-Pee-Chee. So you get an absolute brick of base cards there, so tons of base, and you get an absolute boatload of inserts as well. So a few Tallboy inserts. You get a whole bunch of the all these retro ones as well. Nothing too crazy there. A lot of them. Now, lots of retros in there. They're pretty easy to hit, those ones, though. So, marquee rookie Samson. So, at least you had the marquee rookie one in there as well. Base parallels. Red's nice. Didn't hit a black base parallel as far as these ones go. Hit the black checklist in retro, but no regular black parallel. And your marquee rookies. Nuke and Veleno and Pintor nice. Actually, some decent names on there. Some of the better guys from that rookie class. The season highlights. Blue season highlights are a little harder to hit there. And the playing cards are cool. I always like the playing card. I like the playing cards in the other sets they're into, like in Goodwin Champions, they're fun cards. So Jack Eichel on the Jack of Diamonds is actually pretty cool. And then our 2 numbered cards here. So the team checklists, you got to be probably only a Vegas Golden Knights fan to truly appreciate that card. And then Sean Walker, so another numbered card, but not exactly of a notable player. Arguably the best card that we pulled here, the Trevor Zegras Tallboy rookie card. Just a regular one, but Zegras is a good rookie, so we'll take it. So there you go, good cheap rip. I've definitely done stupider things with that kind of money. So that's a lot of fun and great for the kids. Great to get back into the hobby. Great to sort of start your collection out with something, lots of cards. You can still hit some cool stuff, so there's still some upside there. Not price-wise, maybe. Secondary market on this stuff is pretty weak unless you hit something absolutely bonkers, but it's what it is. So one thing I was thinking, I need to open some Parkhurst yet, so I got to find some Parkhurst. Parkhurst doesn't come in hobby as far as I know, so only in blasters, so I'll have to find some Parkhurst blasters to open. I see them occasionally like Walmart, so that's the next cheap set I haven't ever done. Looking to getting that, but for now, thanks for sticking around to this point. Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Do some box opening a couple times a week for sure. Try to keep the content coming out, and next Wednesday is coming right up here is the new set of artifacts, so we'll have that. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you